slides across. Behind the screen door, there's a little white tag, data manufacturing, company name, axle capacity, and VIN number on it. Here we have a switch for your porch lights, one here and one up front. Your step just lifts up, slides in, slides out. Here we run a 13-inch tire. Air pressure is indicated here. This little rubber cap pops out, there's a grease thing in there, so you grease your wheel there. We recommend doing battery 5,000 to 6,000 miles, at least once a year, and then between 10 and 12,000, pull the whole hub assembly apart, inspect your bearings, hand pack them, and put them back together. This here's your hot water heater. To fire this up, all you do is go from off to pilot, pull down the little red button. Come in here. That's the pilot. Then go ahead and turn it on. This here's your thermostat for the water temp. On average, it sets right about there. The little notch near is about where they normally start. Underneath here, there's a little white plastic plug. When you go to winterize this trailer, you want to unscrew that plug and drain the water out of the water heater. It's a 6-gallon water heater. Other than that, there ain't much to say about it. You got crank out windows here and here.
Crank out?
Yep. Oh.
Well, I see in the center part. Okay.
And then here you've got a GFI.
Okay.
Back here, we have our stabilizer jacks. They are crank downs.
Okay.
There's a little hand crank inside the trailer. Just put it on the hex head here and crank them down to the ground. One on each side. This here is your fresh water tank for off-grid camping. Holds 12 gallons. You pour water in here. When it's full, it'll spit back out the little vent hole. You've got your tail lights here and a full-size spare. You've got a spot here to slide in a bike receiver or a basket. We just don't recommend more than 200 pounds hanging off the back of the trailer. 21-day travel print to get you back home. This window's a rear slider. A little lever in there unlocks and this window will slide over. When you get your license plate, it'll mount right here. And with your license plate, you'll pay your sales taxes and everything to us today. We'll take it down to the DMV. We'll take care of the license plate. It will be mailed to you. This here is your 25-foot power cord. This is a 30-amp service. When you use the AC to cool the trailer, you want to make sure you're directly plugged into this plug-in. This adapter comes with it. If you get to a friend's house and they don't have the big plug-in, you can plug it in with this. Just don't use the AC on air conditioning mode. Down here, you have your 22-gallon wastewater tank. This is your sink and shower water. Pop the cap off, hook on the hose, pull the lever to double. This does not have any indicators inside the trailer as to when it is full. What we have is we have an overflow hose on it. When that tank gets full, it's just going to run out on the ground underneath the trailer. We have our city water hookup here. So when you hook up the hose to here, it'll supply water throughout your trailer. It'll fill your water heater and everything. The only thing it will not put water into is that fresh water tank. That's this whole separate type system.
Okay. Yeah. This would be non-potable water.
Well, it's all potable, but it's not, yeah, it's not
officially.
Yeah.
Water.
But see, this here is basically a pressurized system.
Okay.
When you're off-grid camping, you have the holding tank over there that you have to pressurize.
Oh, okay.
This here is the fresh air intake for your refrigerator, and the exhaust is up above. This here is for your furnace, exhaust out the top, fresh air in the bottom. This here is the vent for your toilet. Just like your house has a vent through the roof, this vents through the side. And then underneath here we have another dump valve that is attached to a 9-gallon holding tank, and that is all your black water. That's your toilet water only, everything else goes back there. Up here is where we keep the hose to drain your gray and your black. This will extend out to 20 feet. Always want to try to dump your black water first if possible. That way you can use the gray water to help flush this hose out. Now up here we use a 2-inch ball, safety changer here, jack cranks all the way up when you're on your vehicle. This here will hook up to your car, it'll run all your lights, turn signals, and electric brakes. When your propane becomes empty, all you gotta do is shut it off here, disconnect here. Each of these straps has a Phillips head bolt with a 7/16 nut underneath. Just loosen them up enough to pop the straps off, and you can lift the tank off and exchange it or fill it.
Okay, so it does take a wrench.
It takes the socket down there, yeah.
You can't have it.
No. And then here you have your 27 series battery, which is the big battery. Now here, this is your gravel shield to protect the front window. This window does not open. This just lifts up and off to let in light. When you put it back on, you just got to line up the tabs, snap it back into place, and always make sure you have something attached here so that these never come undone. Your VIN number is stamped here on top of the frame rail as well as inside the trailer. And that is your outside of your trailer.
Okay, got any questions? No.
All right, we'll go ahead and step on in. Okay, here with your side dinette. Under this bench you have storage, it goes all the way down to this floor. In here, you have the same option, all the way down to the main floor. When you open up this cupboard, there is a shelf here. From the shelf to this level is storage as well. Fire extinguisher mounted here. This table, if you want to use it for a short bed, all you do is pull it up off the pipe, pull the pipe out of the floor, set the table down on the two wood boards, slide your cushions across, you got another little bed to sleep on. When you open up your bathroom door, first thing you do is you reach in here and turn your light on. When you take a shower, you're going to turn on your hot and your cold. You're going to lift up on this little center rod, and that'll supply water to your shower head. When you shower, water is going to fill up in your sink and in your tub floor. Underneath the light switch, we have a pump switch. That will pump your sink and shower water back to your gray water tank. Up here in the ceiling, we have a fan. Just push it up, hit the little red button, the fan comes on, shut it off, pull the handle back down to close it. With your toilet, when you use it, lift up, lets water in the bowl, push down, flushes. And then there's your 9-gallon holding tank. Nothing to it, right? As I do this about 6 times a day sometimes. Okay, here behind us we have a big silverware drawer, another silverware drawer, and then there's just a little short drawer here. There is the adapter, the adapter for the power cord that goes from the 30 to the 50. Underneath here you have a little bit of storage, plus your hot water heater sits there. And then here you've got some storage space. There is a shelf in there. When it comes to your stovetop, all you do is go from off to light and manually light them. You've got overhead storage all the way around the top. When you're hooked up to your city water, open up your water faucets and you'll get water. When you're not hooked up to city water and you want water, there's a single toggle switch here. That activates the pump to pump the water from your fresh water tank throughout your trailer. And we got a thermostat here. Got your on-off switch on the bottom. All you do is turn it on. 2 little buttons here is up and down on your temperatures. Once the fan kicks in, you've got about 35 to 45 seconds and you'll hear another click. That is the self-igniter. So make sure you hear that. There she just lit. And then when you go to shut it back off, it's just a matter of turning your switch to off. And that will continue to run
until it's cooled
for
off.
about 1.5 to 2 minutes as a cool down. Yep. Here you have closet space. Down here you have some more storage space. If you want to sit down, ma'am, I'll show you how to open up the refrigerator. With the refrigerator, all you got to do is open it. Your controls are up here. First thing you do is turn it on. Right now, it is automatically firing up on propane. When I hit this button here, now it is automatically on 110. Here, now you're on battery, so you can travel down the highway with your battery on. If you run down the road with your battery on, you want to make sure your vehicle is running when you do that.
Okay.
So if you get to a campground, you had it on battery, as soon as you get there, you're going to want to come back in here and either hook it back to gas or gas or electric. Because if you leave it on battery, it ain't going to be very long. Your trailer battery is going to be dead and your vehicle battery, because it will drain them both.
Oh.
And then here is your thermostat control for your refrigerator. There's a little freezer up here. There's instructions here how to remove it if you ever want to take it out. Then to shut your main refrigerator power off, just a matter of holding that button in until she shuts down. And then in here, there's some more space. There is an outlet tucked up in there underneath the false ceiling there to give you a spot to plug in appliances if you need to.
Microwave or something.
Microwave if you want to stick one in there, yep. Okay, your AC. I told you not to run that unless you're directly plugged into the main 30 amp service. That's not 100% true because this black line here is fan only. You can run fan only on the adapter.
Okay.
Right now it's blowing air straight down. If I close this off, you can open up all four corners and blow the air where you want it. When you go to the AC, which is the blue side, that's where you don't want to run unless you're mainly plugged into the big cord. You can see how how it dims the lights down?
Yeah.
That's because we don't have enough juice to kick everything in like it should be.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we don't recommend running the AC that way. Now let's see here. We should have some paperwork here somewhere. Okay, here we go. You need to know about your trailer. Everything for your appliances, anything that we put in inside of this trailer is located in this folder. Up here now, this fan can be run back here with these buttons, or you can just use this remote. Then on the remote you have a big fan and a little fan. That is how you control your fan speeds. And then also on the remote it says air out. If I hit this button down here, the fan will change directions and blow air into the trailer. You can shut this lid and the fan will continue to run. It'll just become a ceiling fan. It'll just circulate your interior air. And then also with this, if you have the fan shut off, you have the little button here in the center that says auto. You can push that on the remote. You have set temp and room temp. You can set the temperature on this trailer. When the inside temperature hits that temperature, that fan will automatically open. It'll suck air in or blow air out depending on how you have the fan set. And when it drops below that temperature again, it will shut itself down and shut the fan off altogether. And then to shut it off, all you do is hit the main power. It'll shut the fan off and screw the lid down. If you guys want to switch ends with me, I will show you. But it's nice to know how it works, just in case you got a rainy day and you got company. Just got to flip them cushions up. You can take this table leaf. Usually what people will do is they will stick it behind the cushion, between the cushion and the wall to get it out of the way. Okay. Then you just grab a hold of your table, lift up, line up them two tabs. Underneath here there are two little tabs hanging down. You just release them. There's your dining room table. Never travel with this up. Always want it down. To put it down, you just lift here, pull this hoop, down goes the leg, bring your table back into place and set her down. Now here, we have your fuse box. Reading line there. With the fuse box, everything is labeled. All your 110 breakers are on the left side. All your 12-volt fuses are on the right side. This little 10 amp fuse is not plugged in right now. It plugs in right underneath this 20 amper and it's marked. It is for the carbon monoxide / propane detector. The reason it is unplugged is because if you take this home and park it in the yard for 3 or 4 weeks at a time and do not pull this fuse, if the trailer is not plugged in, this will cause the trailer battery to run down. So we just pull it out when it's not in use. When it's in use, we just plug it in just like that, and now you got power over here. And then we just lay it down there when it's not in use, so it's always in the fuse box. Put the cover back on. Underneath this bunk, you have your 12-gallon fresh water tank. On the end of that tank, there's a petcock.
Okay.
Rotate it. Any water in that tank will drain out onto the ground through the floor. We got a hose that goes through and it'll just drain out underneath the trailer. And then on this side, you should have some storage space. Your 25-foot power cord's in there. The little silver box you see down in that corner, that's your power converter / battery charger. That's bringing 110 power in, converting it over to 12 volt. With your windows, this one I said was a slider. All you gotta do is unlock, slides open, flip her back there to lock her. Otherwise, all these other windows, they just crank open like this. It's got a knob that spin on them, and they open out. Close them up in the same fashion. When you put your table back down, all you do is grab the leaf, put it into place, take your cushions, make yourself a little teepee, push them on into place. And basically, I told you a whole lot of information real fast, but that's your trailer.
And we can re-listen to what you said.
Yep. Put that when you're inside. When you travel down the highway or lock her up, both of these keys are the same. This here, 3 o'clock, locks your flipper. This one here, you go to 9 o'clock, it locks the deadbolt. To get your key out, you gotta go back to 12. And then 3 o'clock to unlock the deadbolt.
Oh, okay.
So right now, everything is locked. I will give you the keys. You can go grab your vehicle, back up in here. I'll pull this out in the middle of the floor and we'll get you hooked up. You could put a padlock or have you got one?
Padlock, but I brought that.
That works.
You know that it's state law.
Now we're going to turn your propane off. If you want to go ahead and turn your headlights on. Your trailer is sitting more right. You're probably going to want... Well, actually, with these here, you want about 18 to 21 inches to the top of your ball. That's pretty much about level.
Okay.
So if you put a tape down here, you can figure out how much too high you are, then you can just get a drop to go accordingly.
Okay.
But other than that, this will get you back home.
All right.
All right, guys. Enjoy your trailer.
Thank you.
Head back over and see your salesman. You'll take care of your paperwork and you'll be on your way home.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to videotape you coming.